We are off to the races with spooky season, so strap in, and we're going to talk about what I've read in the last week. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and today, guys, we are doing a weekly reading wrap-up. It's only been a few days, but I've still got a stack of books to talk about. Before we get into this, please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and you can check the description box down below for links to all of my social media, including my Patreon/book club, which you can join for as little as $1 a month. I am getting ready to draw a giveaway over there for this, the Broken Binding edition for the Left Hand of Darkness. You can still get in on this. Just be sure to sign up on a paid tier, and on Patreon, DM me the words? There we go, words. I know how language works. Left hand, and you can be entered to enter this giveaway. And then I believe the next set that I'm going to be doing is The Band by Nicholas Eames. Once I have those in hand, that will be the next giveaway. All of that out of the way, guys. It is spooky season. I got some wonderful books suggested by Mike from Mike's Book Reviews, and I'm fulfilling a promise from my good buddy John from Talking Story. And I've also just dived into some series recommended to me by my patrons. And yeah, let's just start talking about the one that I've already finished. Yeah, I know we're only 3 days into the month, but I finished a book because it's super, super tiny. This is The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker. And let me tell you what, it's been a while since I read a Clive Barker. I've read a Magica, Weave World. I read something else by him too. Just escaping my mind right now. But anyway, Hellbound Heart. And this one is just, it proves that Clive Barker has a way with words. The way he tells a story, it's so evocative. It's so beautiful. And inevitably, there's going to be something sexual thrown in there that probably didn't need to be there. But regardless, that's just kind of his shtick. There's always going to be... His horror is more sexual in nature and more about the human condition. Like, we've got I think they're called the Cenobites? I don't know. They're the basis for, like, Pinhead, the movie. And where we've got this individual at the beginning of the book who wants to experience pleasure, so he calls people from another dimension who he has heard can give him pleasure, and only to realize that their definition of pleasure and his are completely different. His first cue should have been when they showed up completely pierced and messed up with like pins and hooks and scarring all over their flesh, and he's just like, yeah, sign me up. Yeah, that was a mistake. Anyway, time goes by, and basically this individual's brother and his new wife move into this house to try and where the ritual was performed to try and save their marriage. And let me tell you what, in this book, I will tell you, the people are the monsters. The people are the horrible, horrible, horrible individuals who are committing the atrocities, because quickly this just goes off the rails. We've got sacrifices to try and revive people. All sorts of stuff is going on. We've got infidelity. We've got tons of stuff happening within this story that, like, yeah, like, there's like maybe 1 to 2 innocent parties in this story, and then everybody else just sucks. But I really, really enjoyed this, and if I had to give it a rating, and I mean, it's really short, but if I had to give it a rating, what would I give it? I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5. It was definitely nice to come back to Clive Barker, and I do have the Books of Blood to get into now, and then I want to also try out, like, Mr. Begone, and I was just at Barnes & Noble, and they had, like, a bunch of Clive Barker there, and I came, like, that close to picking it up and buying it. But Mr. Begone was one of them, and then I think there's, like, a follow-up to the Hellbound Heart as well, or at least it looked like it still had like the yellow edge and like the same kind of graphical design, and I was interested in that, but I didn't get either of those. I bought other stuff because, you know, I like buying books. But anyway, if you have not checked this out, it's a quick read and a great introduction to whet the appetite for spooky season. So yeah, and that was kindly gifted to me by my patron Heidi. Thank you so much, Heidi. I really enjoyed it. And then I am this far into Conspiracies by F. Paul Wilson. This is Repairman Jack number 3, and this is a good return to form, because I believe Legacies was book number 2. Yeah, Legacies was more of like a sci-fi kind of thriller, and I didn't particularly, it was like a steam electropunk or clock punk or steampunk-ish kind of sci-fi thriller, and I liked it, but I didn't end up loving it, which is why it's taken me so long to get to the third book. But essentially, Conspiracies is we've got Jack, and he's dealing with the nightmares of what happened to him in the tomb. And we're also pulling in a little bit of elements from the Keep. And we're kind of starting to pull Jack into this secret history kind of world where we're getting more of like, what's the name of this series? Where Jack makes his first... now that I've got the camera on, I can't remember it. But essentially, like, the secret history of the world is like F. Paul Wilson's thing, where there's like a background thing going on in our normal lives, where we've got creatures and mystical beings and things of that nature. And he's kind of exploring that and writing about it. And essentially, basically, this deals with a lot with conspiracy theories, where this man's wife has gone missing, and he hires Jack to kind of like help find her. But in order to help find her, he's got to attend a conspiracy theory convention. And he's just like, I am not one of these people, but he's trying to fit in, and weird stuff is starting to happen. He's having nightmares about the Rikoshi from the first book. Like, it's really good to be back in F. Paul Wilson's Repairman Jack. If you haven't read any F. Paul Wilson, what are you doing? He's a highly underrated author. I highly recommend checking out his works. I think this is like my 6th or 7th. Let's see, I've read 3 of the other series. This is my 3rd, so that's 6, and then Black Wind. So this is like, I think my 7th F. Paul Wilson book, and I've enjoyed all of them quite a bit. Other than Legacies. I think Legacies is my least favorite. But really good stuff here. I'm about 35 to 40% of the way through. I should have this done probably by the time you guys are seeing this video. It's just really great to be back with Jack. And then I have started The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. And I'm doing an immersion read for this one because it is the audiobook is narrated by the author. At least the 40th anniversary audiobook is narrated by the author. And he does a really great job. At first, there were times I was like, is that Willem Dafoe? Because he sounds kind of like Willem Dafoe. And he just does a really good job narrating, where like he could have had a full-on career as just an audiobook narrator, and I would not have blinked twice. He would fit right in. He delivers an excellent performance. I'm still very, very early on in the book, because I'm kind of bouncing all over the place because it's early in the month. Stuff's been going on. Life has been happening. I've been busy. But man, like, the atmosphere, really good. The writing, beautiful. We've had this archaeological dig where we're with this priest and he's unsettled, and then we kind of transport to the other side of the world where it's this woman who is, I think she's an actress, and her daughter's asleep in the room, and she thinks the house is infested with rats. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I said, I'm very early on into The Exorcist, but so far the atmosphere and the writing is just awesome. And I'm waiting for this to just absolutely terrify the pants off of me. So, yes, there's a new version of this out, by the way. It's like green. There's like a hardcover edition with like green sprayed edges. I saw it at my Barnes & Noble like 3 days ago. It's gorgeous. And I really considered picking it up. But again, I'm still too early to like be like, I want that special edition on my shelves. So, yeah, really good so far, but very early days. And then finally, we've got They Thirst by Robert McCammon. This is my Dark Harvest edition. That is, I believe, are you signed? Yes, this is my signed Dark Harvest edition. It is illustrated, and so far it's been wild because the prologue feels like it's like this winter, like I thought it was like the winter of like the 1700s, where basically we've got this village of people, and people are leaving and going missing, and they've like buried people, and then all of a sudden the father's like, hey, I gotta go take care of something, and he goes out, he's gone for 3 days, and he comes back, and he's changed, and he's like undead, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then chapter 1, like, it snaps to, like, we're in a biker bar. And people are, basically, this albino biker comes in and just kills everybody. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, the dissonance between the prologue and this biker bar are just wild. But the writing, Robert McCammon can write a scene. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my hands. Please forgive me. But I love the way that Robert McCammon writes. And I don't know if this is going to be an all-time favorite of mine, But I promised John from Talking Story years ago at this point that I would read this book. And it's time that I honor my promise. And so far, I am really enjoying the story. But that's really all I'm reading so far. As you can see, I still have a stack of books behind me that I need to get to this month. And hopefully I can get to them all. I'm really trying to just knock them out one at a time and get a good reading month in, because I just want to get the most out of spooky season. But please let me know in the comments down below how your reading is going, and I hope you are doing well. Till next time, guys, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons. Thank you for supporting my passion and my hobby. It means the world to me.